First step is working out your goal. We need to find out if you want to see small monthly returns on the investment, or you're happy with something that's going to sit there and grow larger over a longer period of time. This is where things can get a little bit more complicated, and I'd always advise speaking to someone like myself just to get a little bit more advice on the purchase itself. It's very easy to think that because the rent received is going to be 23,000 a year and your annual mortgage is 15,000 a year, that you're going to be making money. But you have to consider the extra costs, the letting and management fees if you're going to use an agent, the service charges if there is service charges, ground rent. And then there's the tax bracket you sit in. Obviously, if you're sitting at a 20% tax bracket, it's obviously slightly more likely that you are going to see profits on top of paying your mortgage. However, if you are sitting at the 40 or 45% tax brackets, that 23,000 can quite easily cut straight down to half after all these costs. So just take into consideration all these extras. It's favourable to look for a high yield, but it's not everything. Looking at different markets at the minute, London is reporting an average yield of around 4.6, whereas you've got towns like Manchester that are reporting averages around 7.9. As a result, it's easy to think that it's going to be better to invest in property up north. However, London actually reports higher levels of capital growth. So even if I was to use our situation as an example, we purchased a property in 2013 in Bermondsey for £330,000. We actually sold the apartment 3 years later at £485,000. If you get the right market in London, the capital growth can be astronomical. So don't always look at yield, but you have to look at the bigger picture and see that it works for you and see that it's an emerging market that's going to essentially make you money. Honestly, everyone's situation is going to be different, but for me personally right now with £100,000, I would probably look to go into an emerging market, something that was reporting high yields, where I could see quick returns on the investment, which would allow me to build the portfolio quite quickly. After a few years of building the portfolio, once I reach a point that I want to kind of scale back and slow down, I would then probably look to go into something that's going to give me higher levels of capital growth and less work. Honestly, reach out and ask. I love this stuff, and if I can find a way to help you make money, I'm all in.